Hey, good morning and welcome to the UroPatient podcast. I'm your host, Vic Senese. Really good to see you here today. We come to you live every Saturday at 10:30 a.m. Central Time. And if you're watching us, you can see us on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, X, and Kick. Hey, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, if this is your first time checking us out, be sure to go to our website at UroPatient.com to learn more about the show. Good place to find out all sorts of information like upcoming shows, etc. And best place to go to watch all of our past episodes. All of those episodes up there, 88 of them. This is episode 89, so lots to see. Actually, the other thing that's really important to go check out are our handouts. Most of our things that we talk about have handouts that go along with them. So be sure to check out those handouts and go to that handout section and download them, take them with you to your appointment. Today, we got a really great show. I got Kimberly Anderson from the company that makes a product. I got it right here called QUICKCHANGE. Now, this is really an interesting product. It's was developed for people that are having issues with incontinence and maybe you're wheelchair bound or something like that. So it's harder. Let me step back here a little bit. And she's going to demonstrate how this works, but it's a really simple way that you can contain male incontinence and change it super easy. That's why they call it QUICKCHANGE. So let's not take any more time away from Kimberly. Let's bring Kimberly Anderson in to talk about this product.
Thank you. Well, I appreciate being here. And what we're going to talk about is the QUICKCHANGE wrap. And I'm going to hold it up here. And you can see that it is a one shape, one size fits all. It is latex free, holds 500 mLs, and it dries to the touch in less than 2 minutes. So in looking at the wrap, it is made with super absorbent polymer beads into the core section here, which is going to absorb all of that urine and moisture and wick it away. It has a very heavy wicking technique also. When you're profiling your patient, this is for minimal to non-ambulatory, bedbound and wheelchair-bound patients. And we are going to show you that this one size, this one shape is going to address those that have a shaft, that have little to no shaft retracted, indwelling, and also for bariatric patients where it's actually the genitals are hidden under the pannus and can be actually protecting that pannus as well by using the wraps. This is a great alternative to condom caths and Foley caths, getting rid of your COTIs, your UTIs, your macerations on the shafts, and also it can be weighed for I's and O's, just like you do for pediatrics. You can weigh the wrap dry, weigh it soiled, subtract the difference, or use the tear mechanism kind of countertop scales that a lot of the hospitals are using at this time. So what I'd like to do is switch the cameras over here and give you a demonstration. If anything, it'll be the best little Muppet show you ever saw. So what we have here is our little dummy. And we have the waist up here and the feet down here. And we are going to apply the wrap with the print side to the skin. And consider these little wings. Think of them as legs. You want them going in the same direction as the patient's legs, okay? So I'm going to pull the white side up, pull the legs, these wings going in the same direction, right down into the head and the neck of the shaft here. Now, from a relaxed position, you are going to pull the genital right up on the wrap there. And the tip to this is to keep 2 to 3 inches from the head to the top of the wrap. So if he's more well endowed, you're going to slide this down the shaft in order to get that distance. For this gentleman, we'll pull it right down here. Now, you'll notice that there's a point side and a straight edge side. And that's to remind you that you'll always pull the point side first, because on the straight edge side here is your fastener, and that is what's going to hold everything together. Now, it's called the QUICKCHANGE for a very good reason. You're going to be able to change him in less than 60 seconds, and it's only going to take one person to do this. So point side, come straight across the head, align the edges at the top, creating that flat fan shape, hold it in position, take the fastener, pull it taut in the opposite direction, give a quick pinch on the Velcro there, the fastener, and you're done. That's it. There's no lifting, rolling, turning, or repositioning. And remember, this is for incontinence, your slow release, your dribbles. And by keeping that 2 to 3 inches like I showed you, now look how much room you have in the wrap for the urine to migrate. This remains open. And this is why wound care and infection prevention nurses also love this so well, because now you're able to release that heat, that moisture, drive down your MASDs, your IADs, your dermatitis. And as I said before, this is a great way, an alternative to using and overusing catheters and preventing those caudis. Now, you have to keep something in mind too. When you have a patient who's on a Lasix or a diuretic and may be outputting a lot more volume than 500 mLs, you can certainly use another wrap, lay it underneath, again with that second wrap going in the legs going in the same direction as his legs. Take this arch design here and you're just going to pull it over on the top, and the Velcro side, you're just going to pull it tight. There's no skin in the game here, so you can pull it as tight as you want. And what that does is creates a barrier here so nothing can get by. You still have the airflow on the right side here. You keep that open. You still have the airflow and you still have the wicking technique. And the way that this is designed too, it's going to allow the patient to roll left and right if needed. And as you can see, there's no lifting, rolling, turning, or repositioning. So this is going to be far less physically taxing on your bedside caregiver as well. Less staph injury, less linen changes because you're containing the urine up front. You're never allowing it to mix with the feces and go down between the legs or pull under the buttocks and break that skin down. So that is what we had called our standard application. But of course, there are some gentlemen who are retracted, little and have little to no shaft, okay? So everything is going to go into the wrap, scrotum, everything. When you're enclosing the scrotums, we suggest that you use a barrier cream or a zinc spray, something to protect the bottom side of the scrotums because it is such thin skin. Now, again, you're going to apply it, again, waist up here, feet down here, with these little legs going in the same direction as his legs. You're going to take the point side. Again, we like to be consistent here. And we're going to swoop under the scrotum. Now, what that does is it allows you to pull everything right up into the wrap. So I'm going to pull it up into that, trying to get in that flat fan shape again, hold it in position, take the straightest side, pull it taut, and pinch on that fastener again. And there you have it. And what I'm going to do here, for those that you can see, we're going to hold this up and I'm going to show you that the scrotum actually helps hold the head of the fetus right down into the wrap. This again remains open. If you need to put a little piece of tape here, that's fine. You still have the airflow on both sides. What we can give you as a tip also for the gentlemen who have restless legs or move quite a bit, not so immobile, you can pull another wrap into the left side. And I say the left side because you want that fastener up towards the head. I'm going to pull that in, attach it to the wrap. And what this does is going to create somewhat of an anchor and hold it in place. So there are ways to fit this. And always keep in mind too, that when he soils the wrap, if you're using a second wrap or any more for like when we talk about scrotal edemas, and we'll get to that in a minute, if it's not soiled, you can certainly reuse it again. So it does not have to be sterile. It's just like a diaper or a brief, okay? So when we are looking at this, of course, there are some gentlemen who are have little to no shaft or anything. What you can do also when it's indwelled, okay? This is the only time you're going to put it on upside down, and you're going to put the absorbent side, the white side up, with the little wings, the legs going up towards the head this time. Turn that Velcro down so it doesn't abrade any skin. And you're going to tuck it between the thighs. And what this does is it allows you to capture any urine that runs off. And then take a second wrap with the absorbent side down, lay it over where you think that source of urine is coming from when you can't find them because they're so indwelled. And you're going to just pinch on that fastener to hold it in place. So now you're absorbing urine here, and you're capturing urine here. And when you look at it like this, you can see how this works for bariatric patients. where it's up under the pannus and it's creating fungal and yeast infections. Well, I'm going to be very generous here. I just want you to see where the wraps need to belong. But when the pannus is covering the genital area, you or he or someone else will have to help hold that stomach away from the genitals to expose them. The first wrap, you'll pull high into the groin area, again, tucking it between the thighs. And not only is it going to capture the urine, any leakage from the urine between the thighs, it's going to keep those inside thighs from chafing on these big guys. Now, what we'd like you to do is take a second wrap and just complete that circle. So what you've done is completely surrounded that source of urine. And before you release the stomach back down, you'll take the top wrap and just fold it right in half over the genital or over the source of where that urine's coming from. So what you've done now is when the pannus comes down, it's going to hold everything in place for you. So you've accomplished three things here. You've contained the urine at the source, and you prevented it from going down between the thighs. And when that pannus lays down over here too, if you do not have access to the intra-dry, because I know they're kind of costly, and for the home care nurses and such, you can use a second wrap. So if he has that fungal and yeast infection and you have him on a topical for treatment, when that pannus is resting on this wrap here, the absorbent side here is going to be collecting any moisture under that pannus. It's going to allow that topical to be more effective in its treatment as well. Now, the last application that we have here too, before we go into talking about some other things and answering your questions, is when we are talking about scrotal edema, whether it's post abdominal surgeries, because usually when there's any kind of abdominal surgery, a gentleman will experience some sort of scrotal edema. And I'm just going to show you the larger size here too. But what we like to do is separate the skins, contain the urine, and try to elevate that scrotum. So the first wrap, again, we like to be consistent with these little legs going in the same direction. And this big pillow-like thing here is going to be my scrotal edema. You want to keep it from going down between the legs. So you're going to pull this down into the head as far as you can get it. The penis and the head of the penis is usually hidden under the scrotum. Take the second wrap here. We're going to make one big giant quick change. And I'm just going to connect it on the opposite side from where I'm working from the patient. So now you have one large. You've got your point side still, and you have your straight edge side. I'm just going to pull this up for educational purposes so that you can see this. And I want to cover that Velcro. So I know he's in excruciating pain right now, and we don't want to move him too much. So I'm just going to gently lift and pull that point just enough to cover that Velcro. When you're looking at this, you want to create that bowl shape. No more MacGyver slings in doing so by using pillowcases and chucks. We're going to show you how to create a sling. I'm going to pull it in opposite directions. Keep a quick pinch on the Velcro there. Pull up the side. This is what I love about the Velcro here. You can readjust, pull it into the base, and I'm going to take this Velcro and just attach it to the outside. So now what I've done is created my bowl. I've contained the urine. I've separated the skin, and I'm going to pull this over so that you can see how it's right into the base there. Now I can take my third wrap or my towel and roll it up on the outside and give him a little elevation. The difference is this is going to remain dry and keep the skin integrity of the skin. When you have to pull the covers up over the patient, in order to protect the scrotum, you don't want to use towels or sheets. They absorb, they don't wick. So you're going to use another quick change, lay it over the top, take the fastener here, and you're going to attach it to the outside. So now it's secure, it's protecting the scrotum. You're still going to get that airflow, but this is also going to absorb the weeping that takes place in the scrotal edema. Okay, so these are our main ways of applying the wraps. And when we are talking about, let me get my stool back here because I'm so short. There we are. So when we're talking about the applications, you're going to see that it's going to save you time. It's going to save you physical stress. It's going to be beneficial to the patient in maintaining the skin integrity. It's going to be a great alternative, as I said, with the catheters, the condom caths, and the indwelling catheters. And we just want to be able to give you as much information as possible to let you know that there are alternatives. And so with that being said, we are in many, many hospitals. I think we're reaching over 1,000 hospitals now, and skilled nursing facilities and rehab facilities. And that's another point I wanted to bring up, is that because so many wheelchair users are using the wraps now, you'll find that in a hospital setting or in an institutional setting where they're having to go, when the patient is having to go to OT or PT, this is very convenient to apply the wrap while in the supine position so that you can put a mesh brief over the top or a regular brief and move them, transfer them into the chair, the wheelchair. And when they go to that OT and PT and they have that stress incontinence, you're not going to have to wheel the patient all the way back to the room to change him. You're actually going to be able to pull him off to the side, change him, and get right back to work, because everything is going to be up front. Everything is going to be easily accessible, and not having to waste so much time, precious time, nurses' time, patients' time, and get him back to work here. So those are just some tips of the iceberg that we wanted to discuss with you today. And as I said, we are manufactured here in California. We're made in the USA. And in fact, Walmart, a couple of years ago, we entered an open call for best new products made in the USA, and we were voted as one of the winners. And so we are on 1,300 plus Walmart shelves now, in addition to all the institutions for acute care and skilled nursing facilities. We are distributed through Medline. And for consumers and home care and hospice, you can order through our website, QUICKCHANGE.com, or call our customer service number, which is 1-800-206-2816. Or you can find us on, as I said, on the shelves of Walmart, on CVS, and you can order us online on both of their e-commerce platforms, or on Amazon.com as well.
All right. Well, thanks, Kimberly. That was really a great product, and we got information where you can go ahead and order that, and we'll put something on our website, a handout that'll help you also to get that. So check out our handouts, and we'll see everybody next week on the UroPatient podcast.